Good day to everyone watching this. In this video we are to learn about how to store and some other must-follow procedures in storing our artworks in a storage room safely. We will also going to tackle on how to take care of them, for our art pieces to last a lifetime. Without further ado, let's jump right into our discussion. Have you ever struggled in keeping and protecting your precious artworks for them to last for a very long time? Or how are you going to store them safely, away from any harm that may cause them to decay and have damage? We all can relate and say that keeping our belongings to a safe place for them to last a long term is pretty handy. But fret not, I am here to teach you some other ways in keeping and how to take extra care of your artworks. First, is to always remember that we must follow and put gloves before touching any of our artworks, because some other art pieces are very sensitive to any kind of substances such as acid and oils to harm them. It is a must-follow protocol to wear gloves all the time we are to store artworks. For an instance, your natural oils from your fingertips are one of the many things to harm your arts. Therefore, I strongly suggest that you wear cotton or powder-free latex gloves to prevent your arts from harms. Next, is to always check if your artworks are already dried. This applies to any arts such as paintings, sculptures and ceramic, because some oil paintings can take up to an entire year to be completely dry. Always make sure that they are completely dried prior to storing them to your chosen place. Next on the list is to always keep your arts clean. It is obviously a must-follow procedure in storing your artworks. You can either use a dry microfiber cloth clean rag or even paper towels to clean your finished works. By cleaning them thoroughly, we are extending their lifespan. You can also use brushes such as makeup brushes to clean your artworks or a paintbrush. For your metal sculptures, you can clean it using dry rag and a masking tape to lift dust off on an oil paintings gently, just like a detective collecting fingerprints. Fourth on the list is to protect framed paintings with an acid-free tissue. In storing framed paintings, you must use acid-free papers to wrap around your material like a bubble wrap. Using acid-prone papers will only age your arts much faster and change its original color. Group your smaller prints in a folder. If your artworks are small and they are unprotected, you can use acid-free papers or tissue in between the printed artworks. Next is to seal unframed paper in glassine. If your artworks are unframed and unprotected, prone to any possible harms that might happen to them, you can wrap or seal them using glassine like a present. Glassine is widely used by archivists to preserve unframed artworks or documents. Next is wrap sculptures and any 3D objects in a bubble wrap. Just like in your ordered parcels through online shops, you can also wrap your sculpted artworks or any 3D artworks in a bubble wrap to lessen the outside impacts during transport. You can use multiple layers if necessary to provide security to your finished works. Next on the list is to always place all wrapped artworks into boxes. This is another thing to provide extra security to our artworks. By keeping them in a sturdy cardboard box will help. Always remember to put or stuff the rest of the box with newspapers to prevent your art from shifting around. Next is to handle one piece at a time. Who would want to bet the safety of our artworks just to finish or to try and store their artworks too quickly? Luckily nobody. We must always handle our artworks like they are the most precious things in the world that we have come in contact with. Always put and touch them gently to transfer from a place to another. You can move your artworks piece by piece when storing. Next is to label and keep a record of your stored art. By storing your artworks, you can use tape and permanent markers and label all the boxes. You can include the title of your work or the artist's name on it. You can also create a spreadsheet sheet or written records of what art is it that you have already stored and what arts are yet to be stored and where they are located. As an artist, you must follow and keep your arts off the ground. We must be organized with our belongings. You can store your artworks in small boxes or even place them on shelves and drawers. Remember to never let your finished works laying on the floor. Second to the last, is to keep in mind to stand paintings on their sides in boxes or on storage racks. Your painting should always be on an upright position and that they should never be laid flat. You can use padding and insert them between each item. Just like in a bookshelves, you can stand them on their sides and place them next to one another. Lastly, is to check your art for any damage every few months or so. As an artist, you must regularly check your art pieces. This is to check and know once in a while whether they are still in good condition or needing cleaning. By daily checking, you are preventing your finished works to feel damp or even smell musty or decaying.